And welcome back to our TV studio here in the Palais de Congrès in the heart of beautiful Paris for our continuing coverage of the World Conference on Lung Health. You're watching Union Live with me, Nadine Dereza. Well, we're taking a look now at a major move forward in the Union's publication of research. The organisation is launching a new journal to publish those authors funded by agencies such as the WHO and the Gates Foundation, mandated to present their work in open access publications. And to explore the Union's publications and the new journal in more detail, I'm joined by Hugh Blackbourn, who's the Publications Director at the Union. Welcome to you, Hugh. Great to have you here on Union Live.
Thank you, Nadine.
So what are the biggest challenges and opportunities for science publishing at this given moment?
So the big exciting development is the major shift to open access. Traditionally, authors wrote for journals where the access to those articles was via a subscription. So the libraries would pay for a subscription and then anybody within that institute could read the content. Open access is where the agencies that pay for the researchers pay for an open access fee, and that means that is open. Anybody can read it. And so there's no barrier to access anywhere. And so readers in low-income countries, high-income countries, middle-income countries, everybody can access it. Whether you're a patient, a carer, a researcher, scientist, student, everybody gets access. But as a consequence of that, we're having to adapt our own publishing programme and make it suitable and fit for purpose.
So yes, just on that, how are you actually adapting your union's journals to address that change, to make it fit for purpose? I'd imagine that's quite a challenge.
It is a challenge, but it's a good one, and we've already embarked on it. So the union, part of our mission is recognising the importance of dissemination of knowledge. We're doing this research so that it gets communicated down to all the people that need it. And so back in 2011, Don Ennison, who was a very important person within the union, he launched a journal called Public Health Action, which was open access. And that was for operational research. And at the time, it was seen as a very brave move because open access wasn't the norm. But he did it, took it on and did it. And we're now following that same initiative to launch an open access version of our flagship journal, the IJTLD. And it's going to be called IJTLD Open, which I'm afraid is a mouthful, but it's the best way of signalling what it is. And that's going to be launching very soon now, in about 6 weeks' time, January 2024. And we're having a call for papers, so to all the academic authors out there watching this, please send us your submissions and we'll happily peer review it, and we look forward to launching.
And so what do you see the advantages of that international journal? I'll try and pronounce the mouthful as well, the IJTLD Open. I did it.
Perfect. So the advantage, as I say, it's anybody can access it. There's no barrier, there's no restriction. So that's researchers, it's members of the community. If you're a patient with a particular condition and you have an interest in that condition, why should you be restricted from reading it? Or if you're a carer for someone, if your child has asthma and there's a new therapy and you want to read it, you go to the website and you're blocked. It's crazy. So open access means everybody can read it. And so for authors, that's pivotal. And for readers, that's pivotal. It's going to be a benefit all round.
And mentioning authors, surely this has got to be in the step of right direction for them, because some of the major publishing houses, would have restricted access even to authors in the past if it wasn't open access.
Yeah, so traditionally, the publishers, and if you think of the large publishers that operate in this sphere, they hold copyright over the academic author's work. So as an author, you have to go back to them and ask for permission to reproduce that work, their own work. They're slightly a slave to the machine. With open access, the authors retain copyright. They hold copyright. They can use that article, the data within it in any form they want. They can pass it on to their colleagues and their peers. They can treat the PDF like a reprint. In the bad old days, we would charge authors to supply them with a reprint of their own article. In future, they can send the PDF around, they can use it in their teaching. It's all free to use.
Wow, I mean, that sounds like a really step in the right direction for those authors. How about for those authors, though, that don't have funding for open access?
Yeah, so we have been, effectively the union has subsidised the IJTLD over many decades. We don't operate as a profit vehicle for the union. It's all been subsidised, and we're going to maintain that. So we're continuing to publish the IJTLD in its current form for those authors in low-income countries, medium-income countries who don't have open access fees. And actually, I should explain that the agencies that are doing this, they're part of a group called, the initial initiative was called Plan S, and the partners that are funding it are called Coalition S, which sounds a bit sinister, but actually it's a good group of people. And it's elements like the Wellcome Trust, Howard Hughes Medical Institute, who have come together and mandated their authors to publish in open access. So that's going ahead as is, but for our authors, traditional authors who don't have funding from those bodies, we're going to continue to support their work so they have a free to publish model. Won't be free to read, it'll be still restricted to the subscribers, but it'll be free to publish.
So you've thought about it, and obviously it's a step in the right direction, isn't it, actually?
We've adapted it so that we maintain the status quo, but also build towards the future where everything will be open.
Got it. So what are your hopes then for the launch of this new international journal, the IJTLD Open?
Well done. So we're very excited. I think for authors, it's going to be a huge benefit. Their work will be seen by far more people. In the past, the author's article was restricted to the subscribers who could see it. Open access means that everybody can see it. It'll be displayed on our traditional publishing website, but it'll also be displayed on the aggregator sites like PubMed Central, and then you will be sending it out. Instead of sending a link in an email to an article that has restricted access, we can attach the PDF and send it out so everybody has instant access to it. So it benefits authors, readers, as I said, benefits all of them. It goes through all the levels of society, everybody can access the article. So in theory, we talk about societal benefit. So you have a benefit to the academics, but what about the societal benefit? Open access ensures you have a societal benefit because it's pervasive. It goes through to everybody who wants to read it, has an interest, can get access. And ultimately we're doing this because we want to make a difference. We want to see that, these terrible conditions, they're answered, they're addressed. We have the research to do this. We're making improvements all the time, so we just need to communicate it better.
Hugh, good luck with the launch, and thank you so much for joining us here on Union Live. That's Hugh Blackbourn, Publications Director at the Union. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.